Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we're diving into one of the biggest mysteries of all time, what happened before creation. We'll be exploring ancient myths, religious texts, and some speculative theories that have fascinated people for millennia. And there's a particularly interesting figure we'll focus on, the mysterious woman said to be with God before creation. Buckle up, because this journey is going to stretch your imagination and challenge your perspective of time, space, and existence. You've probably heard it all before, right? God created the world, and everything starts in Genesis 1. But what if I told you that's not the whole story? What if there's a missing piece of the puzzle that's been hiding in plain sight for centuries? The Bible itself gives us clues, but most people skip right over them, whether they mean to or not. Take a look at Proverbs 8. It introduces a mysterious figure who claims to have existed before creation, witnessing it all. Who is this figure? She's called Wisdom, or Chokmah in Hebrew. Now, I know what you're thinking. Wisdom as a person. Isn't that just a metaphor? But if you dig deeper, things get a lot more interesting. Here's what Wisdom says. The Lord brought me forth as the first of his works, before his deeds of old. I was formed long ages ago, at the very beginning, when the world came to be. Proverbs 8, 22-23. She wasn't just some passive observer, she was there from the very start, actively participating as God shaped the universe. And it gets even better. She continues, I was there when he set the heavens in place, when he marked out the horizon on the face of the deep. Proverbs 8, 27. Wisdom wasn't just watching from the sidelines. She was right there, part of the cosmic process. What does that mean for our understanding of creation? Is it possible that there's more to this ancient story than we've been taught? Keep watching, and let's uncover the hidden mysteries together. Proverbs 8, 27 isn't your typical Genesis 1 language. It's something entirely different. And it raises a big question. If wisdom was there before light, water, and land, what does that tell us about the nature of creation itself? What role did she play? Was creation just God speaking things into existence? Or was it a collaboration, a divine partnership? The implications are massive. For thousands of years, mainstream theology has sidelined wisdom, reducing her to an abstract concept. But that's not what Proverbs says. Wisdom is personified as a woman. She has agency, a voice, and a presence that predates the entire universe. Why would the Bible give such a significant role to this feminine figure at the very start of everything if she didn't matter? If Wisdom, or Chokmah, was involved in creation, what does that mean for the traditional view of God as the sole creator? Is the idea of a singular masculine God incomplete? This revelation challenges the patriarchal lens through which creation stories have been interpreted for centuries. It forces us to rethink the narrative that only God, in the masculine sense, shaped the world. We're not just talking about a small detail here, we're questioning the very foundations of how we've understood creation. Stay with me, because this is where things get really interesting. This rewrite amps up the intrigue and builds on the curiosity factor, making the audience want to dig deeper into the theological questions being raised. We're not just dealing with an all-powerful God who speaks reality into existence. This is a collaborative act of creation, where wisdom, the feminine counterpart, plays a fundamental role. This isn't just theology, it's a paradigm shift, and the Bible subtly supports it. If that sounds radical, remember this: Proverbs is in the Bible. It's been right there the whole time. There's a reason why early church fathers and later scholars downplayed wisdom. Recognizing her role complicates the neat, hierarchical structure that positions God as the sole actor in creation. It opens up the possibility that the feminine was crucial in shaping the universe, an idea that challenges millennia of doctrine. Let's get one thing clear. The creation story in Genesis isn't the oldest account of how the universe came to be. In fact, it borrows heavily from older traditions. And what's most surprising is what those ancient traditions reveal. Before there was light, land, or life, there was chaos, dark, wild, untamed chaos. And it wasn't just a backdrop to creation, it was an enemy that had to be overcome. In the ancient Near East, the concept of primordial waters was central to many creation myths. This idea of chaos, an unpredictable, uncontrollable force, was seen as something that needed to be defeated for order to emerge. But here's the twist. In these older traditions, creation wasn't just about imposing order. It was about balance, about working with the raw, chaotic forces to shape something new. And that's where wisdom comes in a vital, feminine force in the act of creation, balancing and harmonizing the chaos alongside God. So, is it possible that the traditional masculine-centric view of creation has overlooked something essential? Something powerful? It's time we reconsider what these ancient texts are really telling us. This isn't just some calm sea, waiting for God to show up and start organizing. No, this is about violent, destructive forces that threatened existence itself. Take the Babylonian Enuma Elish, for example. In that story, there's Tiamat, a cosmic sea dragon representing chaos. Creation happens when the god Marduk slays her and uses her body to form the heavens and the earth. Sound familiar? Now look at Psalm 74. It was you who split open the sea by your power. You broke the heads of the monster in the waters. This isn't Genesis 1 with a serene God calmly speaking things into existence. This is warfare. The Bible is borrowing directly from these earlier traditions, where creation was an act of violence, not peace. Genesis gives us a calm, orderly version of creation, but it's not the only story in the Bible. Look at the Psalms, Isaiah. Job they tell of a God who had to fight to bring creation into being. In these accounts, creation wasn't just about speaking the word, it was a battle against chaos, personified by monsters like Leviathan. Genesis might downplay it, but these older texts reveal the chaos that existed before creation. The Bible itself reflects this ancient understanding of chaos as an active force. Genesis 1:2 tells us the earth was formless and empty, but that's not just a poetic description. It's hinting at a deeper struggle, a cosmic battle to bring order out of chaos. So, what does that mean for how we understand the creation story? There's more to it than we've been taught, a violent, raw, and untamed energy that had to be subdued before life could begin. Creation wasn't just spoken into existence, it was fought for. And darkness was over the surface of the deep. That deep in Hebrew is Tehom, a word closely linked to Tiamat, the chaos dragon from ancient mythology. The waters of chaos weren't just passive, they were a threat, an enemy that had to be subdued. But here's the twist, this chaos wasn't defeated once and for all. The Psalms suggest that God continually battles the forces of chaos to maintain order in the world. Creation, in these texts, isn't a one-time event. It's an ongoing struggle, a constant effort to keep the universe from slipping back into disorder. So, what's the significance of all this? It paints a very different picture of God and creation than what many of us have been taught. God isn't just a detached, all-powerful figure commanding things into existence from above. He's a warrior, fighting back the forces of chaos. And that raises an important question. If creation is an ongoing battle, could chaos still be at work in the world today? Is the struggle between order and disorder still unfolding around us, even in ways we don't always see? We've often been taught that God created the world alone, that the act of creation was a solo performance of divine power. But if you dig into these ancient texts, you find a far more dynamic story, a cosmic struggle that might still be playing out today. It's becoming clear that we've only been told part of the story. The Bible and other ancient writings give us hints of a feminine presence alongside God during creation. Yet for centuries, this idea has been buried beneath layers of tradition and doctrine. So, what exactly are we missing? Let's talk about Shekinah. Ever heard of her? Probably not in most church settings. In Jewish mysticism, Shekinah represents the divine presence, often depicted as feminine. And she's not just a shadowy, abstract concept. In the Zohar, one of the central texts of Jewish Kabbalistic thought, Shekinah is described as the bride of God, an active force working alongside him. The presence of Shekinah during creation introduces the idea of balance between the masculine and feminine aspects of the divine. It's not just a solitary God, it's a partnership. Think about what that means. And this concept of divine femininity isn't limited to the Zohar. If we look back to ancient Israelite religion, there's evidence that God may have once had a partner, Asherah. Archaeological findings, including inscriptions and figurines, suggest that Asherah was worshipped alongside Yahweh in ancient Israel. Inscriptions from places like Kuntilat even hint at this divine pairing. What if, all along, the divine was never meant to be understood as solely masculine? What if the feminine was always part of the equation, but history pushed it into the shadows? The presence of these feminine figures in ancient texts and artifacts challenges the traditional view of God as purely male. It opens up a whole new perspective on the nature of the divine balance of both masculine and feminine energies working together in the act of creation. And that's a story we've only just begun to uncover. Inscriptions found in the Sinai Peninsula refer to Yahweh and his Asherah. So why isn't she mentioned in the Bible? Because later biblical writers and editors intentionally erased her. The worship of Asherah was condemned as idolatry in texts like 2 Kings 23, but before that, she was a prominent figure in early Israelite religion. So, what does it mean that the feminine aspect of God was erased from tradition? The narrative of creation shifts drastically when you include these suppressed figures. In mainstream teachings, God is portrayed as transcendent, far above creation. But when you reintroduce figures like Shekinah and Asherah, the picture becomes much more complex. Shekinah brings God closer to the world, infusing it with divine presence. Asherah, on the other hand, symbolizes the nurturing, life-giving side of the divine. Together, they form a powerful duality, masculine and feminine, transcendent and immanent, that was essential in the ancient worldview. This isn't just about God having a wife or a feminine counterpart. It transforms how we understand divinity altogether. When you bring the feminine aspect into the equation, God is no longer just a distant, all-powerful force. The divine becomes more relatable, more connected to the world, a balance of strength and nurturing, order and creation. This changes everything. It challenges the long-held belief that God is purely masculine and opens up the possibility of a richer, more inclusive understanding of the divine. A view that was once at the heart of ancient spirituality, but over time was intentionally forgotten. We often picture God as a distant, all-powerful figure. But what if there's more to the story? What if God isn't just above creation, but also within it, balancing chaos and order in a dynamic relationship with the world? This idea speaks to a deeper connection between the divine and the universe, and it's not just speculation. Welcome to Blessovia Science TV, where we take you on an exhilarating journey through the cosmos and unravel the mysteries of science. We are excited to offer you the opportunity to become a valued member of our ever-growing community of cosmic enthusiasts and knowledge seekers. Exclusive access to cosmic content. As a member of Blessovia Science TV, you will gain exclusive access to a treasure trove of cosmic content, including documentaries, interviews with leading scientists, space missions updates, and awe-inspiring visualizations of the universe, live Q, and sessions with experts. Your membership will grant you the chance to participate in live Q and sessions with renowned scientists, astronomers, and space explorers. Get your burning questions answered by those who push the boundaries of human knowledge. Embark on a journey that spans the cosmos and join us in unraveling the secrets of the universe. Become a Blessovia Science TV member today, and together we will reach for the stars. Thanks for watching. Subscribe, like, and share. Don't forget to leave your comment.